So this tar paper, we could share in the class. Yeah, we could share in the class. Some of them might be a little bit dirty, so you can use a sponge to wipe it a little bit. Okay. So we've got our setup here, and remember you want to use this to hold your clay for your slab. And so what you want to do is put this on top of it, and then you use your rolling pin to stick it on. But how can you stick the clay on the tar paper? Water. I put water in, so I'm gonna put the water, wipe the water here. Okay. Very close. It doesn't matter. You are going to chop it to exactly the size.
Can I put it really next to each other so I can only cut one?
You could do that. Yeah, you could do that. Now remember, you want to reserve a part for the base. So all you need to do is 5 pieces. 5. Okay, so line up. And you can use a rolling pin to slightly roll it. As long as it is stick on, you don't want to roll it too hard, otherwise you might lose your texture. You still want to have your texture to be there. That one is a little bit thinner, so the size of this is number 30 and number 30. So that one we have is 15.
You don't do the bottom now?
The bottom?
Yeah.
We don't need to have a bottom. Once we construct the full side of it, you put it on top and then just measure it. So you don't even have the bottom one, okay? Just the full side of it. Okay. I like to use my tool. This is a tool that I designed it. It's very thin blades and very less resistance, so it's very easy to cut.
Can we get somewhere to sell?
Yeah, you could get it from my online store, or you can get it from the clay supply store. It's called Clay Planet. Clay Planet, yeah, it's you could probably reserve this part for you for the base. Or you can directly order from me.
Yeah.
He may have a for able to bring them to you next week if you would like.
So should we just use our needle tool? Or
You can use a needle tool, any kind of a knife. Yeah. That it doesn't matter, but yeah, the reason why this tool is so good is that it's very less resistance, thin. So when you cut, you don't have a lot of residual clay coming up from the side.
Bring some next week.
Sure. Yeah.
Save us a trip.
All right. So that is the cutting part. Cut a little bit. And the important thing is that make sure these 4 pieces are the same size. Okay, if you have the size that is not Some of them are slightly a little bit different, so you can use the scissors to cut it more exact. Okay? If you find out they are not exactly the same size. Alright, so you see that? That's the reason why we are having this, the top paper to hold it, because you see that you can hold it right away. It's instant stiff. Okay? This is called instant stiff method of clay construction. And now, the way we want to joint the pieces is that I personally prefer joint 45 degrees to 45 degrees instead of end to side. And this is called end to side joint. You could do that, but my personal preference is 45 to 45 degrees joint. Okay. That way you have more area touching each other, so your corner will be stronger. It will be stronger. But if you're not joining that way, it's fine too. It's fine. So you can do like here, one to here, and one here, and one here. Right? So that is a side to end joint. Side to end joint. But for me, I like the 45 degrees. So I need to cut 45 degrees. There is a very good tool that you can use for cutting 45 degrees. Not this tool, okay? Not this tool. This, the bevel cutter. This bevel cutter, they come with 45 degrees. You see that this side and this side is the same. So this is 45 degrees. Make sense? It's very basic geometry. Okay? And this is 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Okay? So I'm going to use the 45 degrees and make sure you choose the right angle, all you need to do is go there and hold this part here against the top paper. Okay? Push that all the way against the top paper, and then you want to go against it, and then you go slice it all the way. And when you come to the edge, slightly hold it on here, okay, on the edge, so that you don't peel up, right? So you will have better cut, the 45 degrees. And don't throw that away. Okay? Don't throw that away. Why? Because later on when we joint, we are going to use that to push it to the corner. So it's very handy. Okay, don't throw it away. Okay. Right, so that is 45 degrees. But today's project, you need to be very accurate. So make sure when you're holding this, you don't want to tilt it. If you tilt it, it's not going to be 45 degrees. So make sure you always hold it against it and always against the table. Okay, against the table. And make sure after you cut it, clean up the wire. You don't want the clay being in the way to affecting your angle. We probably don't need that many. 4 of them should be enough. Okay, so we got it. All right. And now what you want to do is slip and pressure. Slip and pressure when you join the clay together. You can make your arm slip by adding water, clay, and stir it in a little bucket. If you don't have that, water and toothbrush that we did last week. Water and toothbrush. You can generate some slip right here, and also you are scoring the surface too, right? So slip and water, you already have. You score it and you add in slip to the surface too, all at once. Right. pressure. Now, if you wanted to, since you already have some opening on top, so now you want to do is add in some water to the corner when you still have room to work. Adding water to the corner to your cutout piece, and then you can just go right away there. Right?
You put slip on that piece.
You could. Always put slip will help. Now my hand can go through there, so it's a little bit easier when I'm doing this. Okay. Right, the final piece. And make sure you don't want to see any gap. So apply pressure in the corner. Adding some water to the corner.
We should remember to bring old toothbrushes.
Yeah, you can. I think I'm sure you will have some.
Yeah, I just
everybody
wanna
have
know.
a toothbrush at home.
Yeah, I just want to note that.
Is that the only one for the class?
I had two, but last week someone borrowed and didn't return it.
Maybe they needed to brush their teeth. Just a mental note to bring some.
Well, if there's no toothbrush, it's also, this is the way usually we do. You use needle to, we call scoring, okay? Score meaning making the joint a little bit rough, okay? And then you can add water, okay? Use a brush, okay? Add water, or you can add a slip. Use a brush to add a slip to the surface. That's all. It's the same as using the toothbrush. But using the toothbrush is do it all at once. You score it and also you add in the slip. Okay. But it's the
Do
same.
you need to cover all the whole area?
Yeah, you want to cover that where you join. Yeah, where you join. Yeah, just the key words, the one you attach in the clay, slip and pressure. Okay. And you see that we only need 4 of them. Okay. And remember, when you recycle your clay, you want to wedge it. Last week I showed you how to wedge your clay, how to make it softer and wedge it. Right, and then I'm going to bring this over, line up here. Add in the slip. Personally, I like the little bit of a texture inside of the base, so that's why I reserve the texture slab on here. Okay, make sure that slightly bend.
Before we do that, we should have flipped it over and put our name, right?
Yes, put your name. Oh, if you forgot to put your name, you can always add it on later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing here.
Well, I'm just making it a little bit more straight.
I see.
And if you wanted to, actually add in a little bit slip here too also help. Right. On the base where you are going to join them.
You just choose any side to be the base, right?
You can choose any side to the base. Yeah. Okay. And now you can use a knife to just cut along this. Right, so that is the joint, and then like I showed you last time, you want to pick it up slightly, pound it on the table. So use the gravity that help your piece to that is pressure, and your piece will join a bit better. Okay, so that is our project for today. You don't want to peel it off yet. You want to wait until your glaze a little bit stiffer. So usually you want to wait maybe a couple hours, 1 to 2 hours, depending on the weather. The day is not very hot, so it might take longer.
Oh, we have 3 hours.
We have 3 hours, so if you do it maybe by 12:30, 12:45, you should be able to see that, peel it up. Okay, just peel it up. But now I don't want to do that. I want it to be a little bit firmer, so when you peel it up, the shape doesn't change. I want the shape to be holding perfect straight edge. So you want to wait. So I've been waiting for 2 hours. So you see that my top paper already coming up. And if you slightly go through from the edges, you will be able to see that. Peel it up is very easy. You just don't want to rush the things. You want to do it the right thing at the right time. Okay, so that's coming up. And you can see the edge is still rough right here. So all you want to do is get a paper towel and wet it and kind of pinch the corner and just rub around it, up and down and back and forth. Slightly having a little bit pressure, so the corner will look nice. Because of the thickness of the top paper, so you see that the edge is hanging out a little bit, right? So if you don't like that, you can get a knife or needle tool to trim it further. Okay. You can flip it over, right, and do the same thing to rub around it. And now is also a good time if you forget to sign your name, and sign your name. And also there's also a very good tool if you glaze in the firmer stage. The tool is called show foam, and let me show you this is a very good tool for hand built, and it's like a cheese grater, and you can trim it up easily. You just cut it up, and see that the clay is coming up here. So when the clay is a little bit firmer, you use this tool to do that too. It's even easier. And remember, there is one direction. So the spike here, hold it toward your right side, because all the teeth is going down. So if you hold this and cut this way, that's good. If you hold it the wrong position, you won't be able to cut it.
Okay.
So make sure you hold it right. Okay, you hold it right. Okay, so that is the box.
Did you put a coin in it?
Yeah, I think so.
What is it? Because if it's not there, it should be there.
Okay, okay.